YouTube, what's up? So through 6 seasons, we've seen the dumbest and the worst participants to ever participate in 60 Days In. So here's my top 5 dumbest and worst participants. All right, so let's dive right into it. Number 5. Now, we've all been in love a time or two, and love will make you do some stupid stuff like tell an inmate that you're undercover. Sort of like, what's her name? Angela did? Yeah. Now, Angelique's at number 5 because she's not the dumbest or the worst. Even though she blew her own cover and put her and the rest of the participants in trouble, but she's not the worst. But let's take a little look-see of her time on 60 Days In.
My whole body immediately went in shock. I literally was shaking. Why the would you tell somebody that? Could you be that dumb? I thought Angel was very stupid to do that. If I can find another word right now for stupid, I would.
So we need to have a talk with you. I think you know why we need to have a talk, don't you?
Yeah, I already know.
I don't care what you do, but in here, you're my undercover operative. Mm-hmm. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. You're almost like an employee of the sheriff's office. Mm-hmm. So you can't be in a relationship with an inmate, even a consensual one. I don't think you fully understand the consequences of what's going on here. There are other participants that are in that pod. Mm-hmm. And frankly, your actions have put everyone in serious danger. So what I'm gonna tell you right now, so that you're not left, dangling and wondering what in the world's going on, we're gonna end your participation in this project. You're done as of right now. Do you have any questions of us?
Mm-mm.
Would you have done anything differently? Do you have any regrets to
No.
the decision you made? I didn't think you did.
Sure don't.
Okay.
To make it very, very clear, people do not know this is 60 Days In. Gabrielle does not know this is 60 days, and she thinks that I'm working for the warden. Just to make that real clear. I never mentioned anything about another participant. I only said that it was me. Okay, I'm not that damn dumb. So I never even mentioned anything about Stephanie. She doesn't have the slightest clue about Stephanie.
One of the things I want you to think about is, why did I blow this? Not only did you go full-on inmate, but you seem to have said at some point, forget what this is about, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. Mm-hmm. So it might sound a little harsh, but yeah, you blew it and I wanna know why.
What me and Gabrielle has is real. And if we end up together, I have no regrets about this experience. This experience was beautiful.
Due to the nature of this breach, Angela is going to be removed from the jail. She's going to be taken straight to a hotel room where she will not be able to make phone calls or talk to anyone, and her activities will be monitored.
Do you think that Gabby will continue to keep the secret that you shared with her?
Whatever happens, happens. And I'm, ready to deal with whatever gets thrown my way.
I've just been informed that Gabby has talked to other inmates. She's talked to MJ about you being an undercover, so to speak.
She was hired by who? She came here to do a job, to observe, take notes, just experience and report back to the chief.
I can't believe that. There's no way. She never mentioned
It's on
anything
video.
about...
They're talking about it. It's on video.
We've been advised. I'll just say that to you. We've been advised.
Now, Stephanie, who was in there with you, She's a target now. Your actions have put everyone in serious danger. Before anybody gets hurt, I think you know what I'm gonna have to do now, and that is shut down the whole thing. The program is done. We're gonna get Stephanie out for her safety, and we're gonna end this.
So now let's get into number 4. Now, number 4 did the exact same thing, blew his own cover, but instead of an inmate, it was a CO that he told, because he thought, well, maybe I could trust his CO, but this is jail and you can't trust anyone. And also, while doing that, he also blew the cover of another participant by the name of Abner, and that person is David, aka Prince. Now, David used to be one of my favorite participants before he decided that, nah, well, let me blow my cover. He was one of my favorites because he actually got into jail and he actually got to run a part of the jail. And the inmates, they loved him. They followed him. They pretty much felt that he was their leader. But still in all, he decided, hey, let me blow my own cover. Because, hey, it's boring in here. Now, I put David at number 4 because, again, he wasn't one of the dumbest. Well, maybe he was the dumbest, but he wasn't one of the worst inmates. I mean, or participants, whatever you want to call it. He wasn't one of the worst ones. He was actually pretty smart. But once he decided, hey, let me blow my own cover, that was pretty much it for that. So. But let's watch this dummy actually blow his own cover.
Prince! Prince!
I was awakened by Prince, they want you. As I walked out the door, I started to realize, like, okay, is this good? Is this bad? I don't know.
We heard that you talked to some DOs.
No, not like that. Not about anything with the production.
I mean, we got the story like he told me the names of the other people, he gave me his name, and this dude's a cop.
I didn't do it to throw anything under the bus or throw the whole production out there in the window.
The thing is it got him freaked out. Those little conversations put a lot of things in motion. I don't know what we're gonna do with Mark, because all it takes is 2 DOs to start talking and another inmate hears it, boom. So today you're gonna get released. As good of a job as David was doing, I just can't risk the safety of the other participants or my staff. We have no other choice but to pull David from the program.
Number 3, this dude stood no chance at all. As soon as he walked into the pod, they automatically assumed that this dude was a police officer. He was a cop. They pretty much trashed his whole story about how he got arrested, all of that. Pretty much the whole thing went out the door once he walked into that pod. And this dummy decided to cover up a camera because he thought, hey, maybe the inmates might just like me better. And this participant is none other than Robert. Robert had to be one of the worst participants I've ever seen on 60 Days In and always will be. But enough talking, let's watch Robert at work.
They gonna get
They were very suspicious of me. They think I'm a police officer. I want to get across that, hey, I'm an inmate like you guys. I'm not a police officer. And putting the towel over the camera, I thought would help.
They're gonna give you 4 years with that camera too. They gonna strip you butthole naked, throw you in 2D.
It's a huge deal to tamper with a camera inside of a jail. You know, all these inmates have been told, do not touch these cameras. There's huge repercussions for it. The last person I thought that would tamper with a camera is one of our participants. You know, I knew we had to worry about 500 inmates. I didn't think I'd have to worry about one of our participants. It's really shocking.
Hey, get up. Get up. Oh, sorry.
Let's get into number 2. Now, number 2 did everything and anything that you could do wrong inside of a jail. Any and everything. This dude was cocky. He was arrogant. Kind of like Dennis, but hey, I'll take Dennis over him any day. This participant's name is Steve. Steve. We all know Steve, right? We know Steve. Steve went into the jail thinking he was the boss. Steve didn't listen to rules or anything of that nature. Steve was by far the worst participant to ever be on 60 Days In, honestly. Now, you might be wondering, if I say that, why Steve number 2 and not number 1? Because at least Steve made it inside the actual pod before he left. So let's watch Steve. Let's get a little bit of Steve. Let's see a little bit of Steve. Go ahead. Let's camera action, Steve.
Think that's really gonna come to hit next week?
Maybe.
Be like little acid tabs, huh?
Some. No, she just writes on afterwards and she didn't overspray it. It'll be alright.
How much you gotta eat? Yeah, I don't know, man.
It just depends on what to put on it.
It tastes like perfume too.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a fluoroscope of some sort under which inmate male is inspected. You know, they smell perfume, they see a spray, they fold it up and deliver it to the inmate. I was assured that I could give a signal and they would pluck me out of there. This is the cavalry? A couple of frickin' frack, Tweedledee, Tweedledum chucklenuts. This is my backup? Shoulder's killing me. See how that works.
101, Thomas.
They bring me a handwritten note that says, call me. Now I have 60 killers looking at me going, what the hell just happened? This is jail. They don't bring you notes.
Hello?
Hey, Steve. Hey, Steve.
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing? What's going on? Tell me.
In about 10 minutes before I blow this up and shut this whole party down. All right? The whole signal thing, you know? We'll be right in. We'll take care of you.
So we saw you give a signal. That's why we sent in. The guys that here checked in that everything was okay and got the impression that things were okay in there based on your reaction. Let me.
No, I'm talking. I'm giving this about 10 minutes before I stand up in the middle of the table in the middle of the room and let the whole jail know what's going on. I know where the dope's coming from. I know everything. All right? It's about to get ugly as a in here. I'll see you shortly.
In the event there was an issue, if I felt threatened, am I supposed to spend 60 days hoping you guys show up at some point?
101, Tommy!
Yeah, actually, hey, girl, let me,
The door popped and they called my name. And I'm thinking, this is finally gonna happen. We're walking down this hallway, thinking I'm going to an interview. And I look up and I'm at intake. I'm like, what are we doing here? And he's like, Chief says you gotta go.
Steve's antics will not be tolerated. The stakes are just too high. I cannot take any chances with not only his safety, but especially jeopardizing the safety of the other participants and this entire program. So there's no way he can come back into our facility after making a threat like that.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, just he's gonna have to do that release form.
He's a cop, dude. Wow, don't tell me that. Yeah, that dude was kind of funny stuff, bro, if you ask me. That's all good, he's gone now. Maybe he knew he couldn't infiltrate, dude.
Last but not least, can I get a drum roll, please? The award for the worst 60 days in participant to ever participate goes to no other than who? Jacob. You want to know why Jacob is number one? Because Jacob decided that he wants to tap out in intake. That is the fastest I've ever seen any participant on the show tap out. I know some people may not agree. You may feel that some of the participants that I previously mentioned might be a little bit worse, but guess what? We never even got to see him participate. He was a participant that never participated. And that's why he's number one. The worst I've ever seen. He pretty much wasted the show's time. Like, he wasted the show's time and he wasted our time. Because, come on, man. Intake, really? But let's actually watch him tap out. It was pretty interesting.
I didn't sleep too well last night. What anxiety.
Has the anxiety left him out?
Right now, I'm still very nervous. I think anybody that's going to jail that's never actually done jail time is going to be nervous. But, you know, I walk into this type of environment every day.
So we're about 5 minutes away from the arrest location.
Okay.
So remember, when you get into intake, in terms of the distress signal, intake is the one place where you can't give the distress signal because there's no way we can pull you out when you're not in jail yet.
Sounds great. All right, fellas.
How's it going, Jacob?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Ready to do this thing?
Yep, I am.
I have high expectations, not to put stress on you.
Yeah.
You know what you do for a living in the real world. You've got your cover story.
Yeah.
Pretty good and down. So, anything you want to say before we begin this mission?
The only thing I can think of is let's get it going. I'm tired of waiting.
Good luck, Jacob.
All right, thank you.
Step right over here to the arrest team.
Jacob, he's got to be able to separate being an officer versus an inmate. And if he can't accept that role reversal, he's going to fail.
For me to be successful, I'm going to have to stick to my cover story. And I'm going to have to become inmate Jacob Miller. Walking up in there, I do have this feeling that this jail may be worse than the other seasons. Even though I have an idea of what goes on inside these places, now I'm going to be on the other side.
Hang in there. Get a bird. Get a bird.
And that worries me because inmates are very smart. They shout and say and do certain things to try to mock you, make fun of you, to bully you because they're trying to spin you up.
I heard you didn't talk the chain right now when people's doing stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Unit 4 popping off.
The storm came.
One guy talking about committing suicide up there. So they robbed him.
Being alone inside this jail, it's really the only thing I'm terrified of. I think this is going to be a lot harder than I thought.
I recognized him when I first walked in. It was Jacob. I didn't talk to him, but I can tell he's not feeling well. He looked like he was sick. I don't know how long he's been here. He kept drinking water, kept using the restroom. I don't know what's going on.
As a corrections officer on the inside, I have a hard time turning it off.
So there you have it, people. My top 5 dumbest, worst participants to ever participate on 60 Days In. Yours might be a little different from mine, so do me a favor down below in the comment section. Drop your top 5 worst and dumbest participants that's ever been on 60 Days In. Share it with us and tell us why. We want to know why. Why are those your worst and your dumbest? I'll be back tomorrow, guys, with another 60 Days In review. Do me a favor. Have a good night, good morning, all of that. I'm out. Also, do me a favor, like this and subscribe. Come on, come on. Don't be. Come on, down here. Like it. Subscribe right there. Thank you.